If you were serious about shooting a rifle, if you go to a rifle course, you shoot, take that vertical foregrip and go shoot a day of barricades. And the first thing you'll realize is that grip's coming off. It's coming right the fuck off.
I've shot plenty of VTACs, and I actually
That's
prefer.
not a
Yeah.
fucking bear. Tell me one thing in the real world that you're going to use as a support that's a 3/4 inch piece of plywood. The VTAC barricade, this is the isn't a barricade thing. The VTAC barricade exists to work on confined space weapons manipulation, moving the gun in a confined space. It's why the barrier is constructed the way that it is. I'm talking about shooting three-dimensional barricades, right?
Given it's
A like
You,
the hood of a car.
yeah, block walls. Like that's one of the things I learned from my dudes that I shoot with in accurized AR matches. I used to have a vertical foregrip, little stubby one, and I carried that around on the team forever. And then as soon as I got into matches that required speed, movement, and stability, where you're actually using props and barricades of like actual three-dimensional size, it only got in the way. I shit canned that thing and learned to shoot better.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you don't shoot good now, but that was just a quick one. Like, good luck on this stage because your gun doesn't fit anything. Doesn't fit the hood of a car. Like, these are all things I see cops doing all the time, where there's a feel. Do you feel like you're getting more rearward pressure with that, or would the same thing be? Are you capable of the same thing by just grabbing a hold of that rail and applying rearward pressure?
From my own experience using a rifle with foregrip and without a foregrip, I feel like it is easier to maintain that pressure for a longer period of time.
I'd
Having the
agree with easier. I would agree with it's easier, but that's where I need to freaking figure this thing out, because this piece of equipment that is a crutch, right? And I'm not trying to beat you up, man. This crutch that I'm using right now is going to become a barrier to me being successful in other areas that don't just mean holding onto the gun and shooting it. It will just get in the way. Like even getting up on a fence post on a block wall to cover a backyard and you realize crap is in the way. It's like, man, I wish I had a little more freedom of this gun to maneuver it without snag hazards and everything else. But that's what I would challenge you to do, is not saying get rid of it, but grab a rail without it, grab a gun without it, and run drills side by side as you figure out those pressures and how to apply them.
How
Yeah, I would say the same
many?
thing. Like, dude, like when I shot PRS, I had a little barrier stop on the bottom of my rail because I thought, like, yep, I could jam that in the barricades. And the second that I had to like lay the rail over top of a barrel or a car hood, like that thing went away really quickly. The same exact thing was like shooting three gun. Like anytime you need to put a rail on top of something, that vertical foregrip's just going to get in the way.